This meeting is being recorded.
Well, hello and welcome back to UDC here in the fall 2024 semester uh, in Principles of Macroeconomics. I am your host and professor for the semester. My name is Dr. Brandon Schweitzer. Please call me Dr. B. That is the nickname that a UDC student gave me about 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. And that nickname stuck with me ever since. And so please feel free to call me Dr. B throughout the semester. I'm sharing my screen now to show you the home page of our classroom. The first thing we're going to do today is navigate through. I'll help you navigate through the classroom, show you where everything is, show you how to access things like the textbook, and I'll show you where we are in the classroom today. And then after the classroom overview, what we'll do is I'll pause the recording. We'll do some brief introductions. We can all introduce ourselves, and then after that, we'll jump into today's lecture, which is going to be on Chapter 1. So here we are in the classroom in Blackboard. Hopefully you all have already had an opportunity to access the classroom. If you have not as of yet, please do so today. And you're more than welcome to follow along if you can, if you want to. I recommend it because I think it'll be a little bit easier for you to understand where we are and where to find things. So once you get into the classroom, it should look very similar to this. Of course, mine's in the instructor view, but it should look very similar to this. At the very top, you'll see the student resources. If you are new to UDC, if you have not taken a course with us before using Blackboard, this is going to be a great place for you to get familiar with how Blackboard Ultra works. Hopefully you're all already familiar with Blackboard Ultra, but if you're not, this is an awesome place to kind of learn the different tools within Blackboard Ultra. So under Student Resources, Blackboard Ultra. Coming down the list, you'll see a couple of other pieces of information. You'll see one on LinkedIn Learning, a couple of courses here at UDC, especially ones that I teach when it comes to Principles of Accounting 1 and 2. I use LinkedIn Learning. Some other of your courses might use it, so that's just some activation instructions under the student resources. And you'll also see our policies and services. So that's all under the student resources at the very top of the classroom. So take your time and look through those. The next thing on the home page you'll see is a discussion forum called Ask the Instructor. So if you ever have a question about the course itself, feel free to drop your question into that chat box, into that discussion board, because what that'll do is it'll say to me, hey, Dr. B, there's a question for you from one of your students. And the other thing it does is sometimes your classmates might have the same question or a similar question. So if you have a question related to the course, drop it in the Ask the Instructor chat forum. If it's a question of more of a personal nature or something about grades or something like that, you can send me an email. That's usually the most effective way for something that's more of a personal nature. Yeah. So that's the instructor. One of the most important areas in the classroom is going to be this module that says Start Here. It's labeled Start Here for a reason because I want you to start there. So if you open up the Start Here module, you're going to see a whole lot of information. We start with the welcome and course overview, and what this is just a brief video overview of the classroom design. You also see things like the course objectives, etc. The reason why the class is designed the way that it is, the purpose of the course, the structure, and then of course communication expectations, etc. This is a really good page of information, so I definitely recommend that you take a look through it. This course has been certified by Quality Matters. What that means to you is that This course is of high academic rigor. It follows standards and guidelines for higher education, and it promotes the highest quality of education that we can possibly provide. So this is an external certifying body that looks at courses that are submitted to Quality Matters, and they certify them accordingly. UDC is proud to be a member of Quality Matters, and we strive to improve the quality in all of our courses. And as of today's lecture, I think we have about 20 courses that have been certified, and this is one of them. So I just wanted to let you know that. You'll also see things like the course structure, policy, and expectations. This is kind of more or less of the same. This course is for this semester is designated as a virtual course, if that's my understanding. And so essentially what that means is that all of your coursework is here in Blackboard, and that we will have these style of virtual lectures like we're having right now. So these lectures, it'll be me lecturing and you asking questions, and just like we normally would in a classroom. So that's what makes it virtual, right? Now there might be times throughout the semester where we won't have class for whatever reason. For example, during the month of at the end of September through the middle of October, I'm going to be in Medellin, Colombia, for a Fulbright scholarship program. So I'm going to be lecturing in Spanish entirely to a university in Medellin. It's called Uni Remington. And they asked me to come down to Colombia to help them with a really big project. So I'm going to be in Medellin, Colombia from September 23 to October 13. So
Canada got a college too.
I'm sorry.
Canada got a college too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they should do. It's it'll be a really fun and exciting adventure. But I just want to let you know that that's the case. So during those weeks, I'll be posting the recordings. So instead of having the virtual lecture, we'll have the videos will be posted for you. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting semester, I can promise. For those of you who know me already, or maybe you don't know me that well, I speak 3 languages. My first language was Italian. My second language is English, and my third language is Spanish. And so that's just a little bit more about me that maybe you didn't know before. So that's also why you'll hear my accent. I'm from New York originally, so that's what makes it even more challenging for some people to understand what I'm saying, because
I'm from Brooklyn.
Oh, okay, well, right on. All right, Bronx. So cool, very cool. Yeah. So my accent might come a little bit heavier some days than others, especially when I talk to people from back home. So, so just so you know, very cool. So yeah, this is a virtual setting for us. So what that means is I'm still expecting your work to be done on time. I don't want you to fall behind, because this course gets really, really busy at times. Some weeks there's 2 chapters, which means that there's 2 quizzes and 2 other assignments. Yeah, so some weeks it gets a little heavier than others. So just make sure that you're doing your work on time. It's really, really important in this course. So please do your best. And I'll be sure to, I won't give you a hard time about it, but I kind of will, because, I don't want you to fall behind. It's especially since I know a lot of you have a lot of other courses going on, and I care a lot about you, and I care a lot about your success in this course and in this program. So if it seems like I'm giving you a hard time, I'm not. I'm just trying to encourage you to make sure that you stay on top of your stuff. Yeah. The course, how it's broken up and how it's graded. This is always a fun topic to discuss. You can see here the way that the course is set up. So there are, I believe, 16 chapters in this textbook. And I try to follow the majority of the textbook. Some of it's kind of, you know how it is. It's not written the best. But just so you know how the course is designed, we have 8 discussion forums, one of which is due this week, which is the discussion board for week 1. That one's due on Sunday night, so that'll be one of the 8. We have 7 hypothesis annotations, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. 16 quizzes, 1 for each chapter. A midterm exam, which I believe is in week 8, and the final exam, which is in week 16. Take a look at the point breakdown. This is a course of 1,000 points. 250 are for the midterm, 250 for the final. That's kind of a lot, yeah. Which, if for those of you who are that you like the math, 25% midterm exam, 25% final exam. So that's 50% of your overall grade for the midterm and final. 16% goes to discussion boards, 18% goes to hypothesis annotations, and 16% goes to the quizzes. So what I'm trying to say here is that don't skip any work. Because if you look at the way the point breakdown is, you cannot miss anything. Yeah. So that's why it's designed this way. Timeliness is really, really critical. So how does it break down? 900 to 1,000 points is an A. 800, 899 is B. 700 to 79 is C. And you can't get anything lower than a C in this course. If you get anything lower than a C in this course, that means you failed the course, yeah? So please work with me, okay? Do your best to just get it done. I promise you this. If you get all your work done, you're probably going to pass the course, okay? It's really that simple. You do the work, you pass the course. Simple, okay? I'm not expecting all of you to get an A, okay? It was never great in undergraduate economics. It was not my favorite subject. But I did okay. I think I got like maybe a B minus or something, and I was cool with that. So I'm not expecting you to ace everything.
I'm cool with a C.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. so you know, the idea here is that I'm not expecting you to ace everything. For those of you who are I'm not going to say overachiever because that's not nice. I'll say those of you who are super ambitious, go for the A, okay? But you know, you just need a C or higher to pass.
Don't get me wrong, I like A's too, but A's is hard to get.
Yeah. Well, you know, I made them easier for you in this course, and I'll show you how. Okay. We'll get to that point. So let's look at the syllabus real quick. I don't know if this is the most recent. No, it's not the most recent version, but it's close. It's the same syllabus. I just need to change that from 23 to 24. Okay. I usually teach this course about once a year, and so it's been about that long since I taught the course, but everything else is the same. The textbook is the same. The learning objectives are the same. So I'm not going to read all of this to you because we kind of already went through a good part of the important stuff. But I just want you to know what the textbook is, which is the Principles of Macroeconomics with the Mind Tap from ManQ. There's a link to it in the classroom, so don't worry too much about the book. Everything is in Blackboard, so you don't need to go outside of Blackboard for anything. Okay, I try to make your life as easy as possible. For a couple of things I need you to be aware of. For the hypothesis annotations and the discussion boards, it's one original post and then 2 responses to classmates. That will help you to earn close to full credit. And I'll go a little bit more detail when we talk about the first week. Please be timely. When it comes to contacting me, yeah. So my cell phone is there in the syllabus. It's also in the under the contact information for myself, and also my email address. Everything goes right to my cell phone. So if you send me an email, I'll respond to you as quickly as I can see it. Okay. If you send me a message after 10 o'clock at night, I'm probably not going to respond until the next morning. But because I'm like kind of old, so I go to bed at like 10. Okay, so when I was a young man, I used to be able to stay up till like 2, but now it's 10 o'clock at night. So,
That's crazy. I wake up about 4 a.m.
yeah, I'm usually up early, so not as early as you. Some days I am. It depends on where I'm going, but I'm usually up about 6 or 7. So usually 6. So when I'm waking up, watching the news, and drinking a cup of coffee, that's when I'll respond to your email if you send me one between the hours of 10 o'clock and 6 a.m.
See, my
Okay.
wake up method different. It don't involve coffee.
I know the feeling. So, so yeah, time commitment wise, this class will probably you'll probably be spending about 10 hours a week on this course, roughly, depending on how much of the content that you're reading. So the idea here is that we're reading the textbook, right? So today is the dates are right. The only thing I missed was the date on the top. Today is 21. No, not 27. Okay, maybe they're not right. The data. So week 1, which we're about to start, we're going to cover chapter 1. There's chapter 1 and chapter 1 PowerPoint. I'll go through the PowerPoint presentation with you. I'm expecting you to read chapter 1. For this week, there's a discussion board, which I would like you to start tomorrow for your original post and respond to 2 of your classmates by Sunday night. And then there's a chapter 1 quiz, which is also due on Sunday night. You'll notice that each week there's a decent amount of work to do and a decent amount of reading. So that's why I say that on average, you'll probably be spending about 12 to 15 hours per week for this course. On average, every student is different. We all learn differently. We all study differently. So that's about the average. Not the expectation, but the average, yeah. So the syllabus, I'll update these dates, but the syllabus is the content is exactly what it should be. So as you can see, this is a 15-week course, 16-week course, so it's the full semester. Each week will be 1 to 2 chapters. The way it's designed is kind of like our first week is 1 chapter, next week is 2 chapters, then 1, then 2, etc. You see. So I try to spread it out as evenly as possible. But take a look through the syllabus just to kind of get an idea of what's ahead. The course map, this is just something to kind of show you the learning science behind things, so why the course is designed the way it is and how everything connects back to the learning objectives. This is not really super important information for you, but if you're interested in learning why it is that you're learning what you are learning, if that makes sense. If you're interested in understanding why you're learning what you're learning, then what am I trying to say? If you're trying to understand why you're learning what you're learning, this is a good place to do that. That's what I'm trying to say, that course map. Now, the guidelines, I'm not going to go over that with you, but it's just kind of show you about more like professional writing. The instructor information, this is good information. Here's my email address. This is my cell phone number, okay? So take care of my cell phone number. If you text me, that's fine. Tell me who you are and tell me who you are and what class you're in. So that way I can respond accordingly. Yeah. If you need to book office hours with me, I made that easy for you as well. All you need to do is click on the office hours link. It'll open up like this. I don't know if I updated this. Yes, I did. Okay, you can select a date and a time that's available. Like, for example, this Friday, and then whatever time, and then it'll set, you go through the form and you click schedule event, and it'll automatically create a calendar invite for you and for me, and we can meet on WebEx. Nice and easy. So I try to make your life as easy as possible. So that's the part about me. Here's the same office hours link, just to make it easy. You don't have to schedule office hours with me, but if you don't understand like a piece of information that you want to review, or if you want to talk to me about job opportunities or your resume or whatever, you can drop a line. If those hours don't work for you, send me an email. We'll schedule a time. Okay. Couple learning tools. This just shows you about what we're using in this course. So hypothesis, the quizzes, and LinkedIn. Nothing special. Here's the important stuff. The book. Okay, so under start here, if you click on Brightwave course materials, and you click on this Brightwave course materials, it should, in theory, fingers crossed, should open up with your textbook, hopefully. Now, here's the thing. I think this is only true if you are in the Follett All Access program or you purchased your learning materials already for this course. Alternatively, I know that some of you already purchased a physical textbook, and that's fine, but it's okay. Whatever works for you. But I just want you to know that this is how you should be accessing your book. If you are having trouble accessing the textbook, please send me an email right away. So that way, what I'll do is I'm going to get you in touch with the bookstore manager. I know the bookstore manager personally. He's a friend of mine, and so I will connect you with him directly, and we'll get the issue resolved immediately. So if you're having an issue with the textbook, please reach out to me as soon as possible by sending me a fast email, and I'll be happy to get your problem fixed. So that is where you'll find the textbook. Some of you have already done your introductions. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that. I encourage you to enter your introductions. Thank you, Caden, for doing that already. I appreciate that. Yeah, please fill out your introduction on the introductions discussion forum, so that way we can get to know each other a little bit better, and we can really establish some relationships and connections in the classroom. This is just a link to WebEx. You're already here, so you know where it is. I'll fix that link. I think that one actually might be broken. And then this is just some reference material. But that's the Start Here module, but it's a really important module, so please don't skip the Start Here. I want you to start there. Okay. And then coming down further down in the classroom, you'll notice that each week is designed as its own module. So here we are in week 1. Technically, today is the first day of the semester. The classroom has been open, I don't know, for a while now. So that's why I just left it at 19. Just think, some people like to work early, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with working ahead. I will never penalize you for working ahead, okay? So here we are, week 1, and we're going to go through our lecture here shortly. But if you open up the week 1, each week is designed the same way. It starts with what we call a week at a glance. A week at a glance shows you a short overview of the module, of what we're learning.
Go get your wash on. Go get your wash on. They go wash your face.
Sorry? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
India.
Damn! I lost $5 fucking bro.
Who's talking? Okay, I got it.
Fucking money, bro.
Almost found it. Mute, please.
I said bring.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, y'all. Okay, so the week at a glance shows us the learning objectives for that week and what we need to do for that week. Coming down through the instructional materials. Hold on just a second. Now there was a way I was able to mute everyone. I don't know how I could do that. Okay, coming down to the instructional materials. Okay, hold on just a second.
Erase it. Erase it. Erase it.
All right. Coming down to the instructional materials, here, this page is relatively important. So here you'll find a couple pieces of information. You're going to find the PowerPoint presentation. This is what we'll cover during our lectures. So if you want to follow along, that's a great opportunity. You can download them or whatever. You'll also find some additional information that I wrote for this course, just to kind of provide you with a little bit more context in a very short way of describing things. And then you'll also find like a couple brief videos. Some of them will be YouTube videos. Some of them will be some LinkedIn videos, but they're all they should be found here on this page. So that's instruction materials. You'll find that in every week. And then you'll find a folder called Engage and Explore. Engage and Explore is where we have our required discussion boards or our hypothesis. So every week we'll have an Engage and Explore folder. So for you to participate in the discussion forum, you'll find it there under Engage and Explore in that respective week. And then in the folders marked Action and Expression, you'll find your quiz for that week or exam, depending on what week we're in. Weeks 8 and 16, I believe you'll find the midterm exams. And every other week you'll find a quiz or two quizzes related to the chapters that we're covering for that week. Here's what I wanted to mention about the discussion boards and hypothesis and the quizzes. With the discussion boards, what I'm looking for is relatively specific. You'll answer each question or topic, whatever's up here. And then here's the thing. I don't want to see short stuff, okay? No, like 1-2 sentences. No. They got to be at least full paragraphs, okay? Like what full paragraph is like 6 to 8 sentences. Yeah, that's a full paragraph.
That's 5, bro.
Is it 5? Are you sure? Are you sure?
I don't know. I went to charter school, so I don't know. I was told 5 paragraphs.
Same. It was 5 paragraphs for me.
Be 5 sentences, my boy.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, 6 to 8. 150 words is what I'm looking for, all right? So thereabouts. It doesn't have to be exact, but about 150 words roughly for your original post. And then for your responses to 2 of your classmates, about 100 words. So I guess a way to think about that would be 6 to 8 sentences for your original post.
So
and
6
then
and
like
6 for both.
So yeah, so for your original post in the discussion board, about 150 words, which I think is like 6 to 8 sentences, and then for the responses to 2 of your classmates, 100 words. So 4 to 6 roughly, or four sentences, whatever. However it works out. but yeah, but in other words, what I'm trying to say is, don't give me 1 sentence because you're not going to get any points for that. Don't give me 2 sentences. You're not going to get any points for that. It's got to be substantial. Okay. Oh, and here's the other thing. If you're going to use, and some of you might do this, and I'm okay with this, I just want you to be careful with how you use it. If you're going to use artificial intelligence to help you in crafting your response to the discussion forums, I'm okay with that. However, I want you to cite and reference the fact that you're using artificial intelligence to generate that response.
What
Okay,
if we put it in Grammarly to edit it into our own words after
I'm
we
okay
use
with
the
Grammarly.
chat
You can use Grammarly to your
GPT?
heart's content. Okay, because I view Grammarly is it's helping you to improve your writing. Okay.
So, we going to in school?
Okay.
Huh?
Mute,
If
please.
you was
India,
to,
India, mute,
if you
please.
was to leave, yes.
There's got to be a
Your
way.
mic on, bro.
I'm making a house. I'm making a house.
Then you gotta mute him, bro. I think you have a problem.
I'm thinking
His
there's.
kid keep putting him on. His kid keep pressing the button.
That's what I'm thinking is going on. That's about right.
I'm making a house.
I say, just go.
Yep, the kids going crazy with the buttons. So yeah, if you use Grammarly, I'm cool with that. If you use Grammarly to help you for spelling and grammar, like it's designed to do, you don't need to cite it for that. But if you're going to use Grammarly to do the writing for you, then yeah, you need to cite it. If that makes
I
sense.
have a question.
Yeah, please.
So when it comes to tests like midterm exams, final exams, and just little quizzes, say we have like a bad grade, say like we have a 69. Are you one to curve our grade?
No, I don't do any curves. I don't do any rounding and no curves. But I'm glad that you asked that question because for every quiz you have 2 attempts on the quiz, which means that I will accept the higher of the 2 grades into the grade book. Okay, so because I'm all about helping you learn. I don't want to, you know, how do you learn? You learn by doing things, right? That's why we have all these exercises like discussion forums and hypothesis and etc. We learn by doing. That's how we learn. So when you come to the quiz, for example, I'm in student view now, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. You open up the quiz, it says you got 2 attempts. Okay, each quiz is worth about 10 points. So each quiz is going to have roughly 10 questions. That's 1 point per question. You got 2 attempts. So if you do good but not great on a quiz, you do the first attempt, no problem. You can go back and do it again. Okay? There's going to be feedback. There's going to be, all that great stuff on these quizzes. So my goal here is to help you to learn the material, not to penalize you for not knowing it. You see what I'm saying? So that's how these quizzes are designed. When it comes to the midterm and final, it's only 1 attempt. So that's where I'm testing your knowledge, midterm and final. But on the quizzes, the idea is that I'm helping you to learn the material, and that's why there's 2 attempts. Hopefully that helps
Okay.
to answer your question.
No, you good. So just to clarify, you just said it's 2 attempts for the quizzes, and with midterm and final, it's only 1 attempt and no curves, right?
That's correct. Yep, you got it. But also, if you think about the way the course is designed, like we talked about earlier, the idea here is that we are there's a lot of opportunity to do well, is what I'm saying. But here's to your point about the curving or rounding, whatever. Let's say your final grade, okay, at the end of the course, end of the 16 weeks, you're at an 89.6 out of 100. I'm going to round up to 90, okay? If you're at a 79.8, I'm going to round up to 80, okay? When it comes to the final grade. But that's the only time where I would do something like that. So you have to be close. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, great question.
Yep, I understand. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Very cool. Yeah, my pleasure. So that's the way the course is designed. Any questions about the course layout or anything along those lines? Good, right? Okay. So that's the course design. We got 16 weeks.
So I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So are we? So I know we have our chapters to read. are we like is it like a read and then we talk about it the next class, or like how would that?
Ideally, yeah, yeah. I would love for you to be able to read that chapter before the class starts, so that way, as
Okay.
we're going through the lecture, you can ask your questions and have a better understanding of what we're going over. But yeah, so awesome question, Kamal. So if you could read the chapter before the course starts for that week, that'd be awesome. Yeah, great, very good question. Any other questions before we pause this part of the recording and do brief introductions and then jump into the lecture? Okay. All right. Let me stop this part of the recording. Thanks. Appreciate your patience. See if I can figure out how to stop it. They moved all my buttons. So, hold on a sec. I'll stop sharing it and I'll stop. Oh, there it is. Hold on just a sec, y'all.